Hey y'all, hey.
Hey, y'all, hey. Welcome to She Joy, aka Spiritual Hub Energy Joy on You. Hope everybody's having a blessed and wonderful day today. We're going to go ahead and get right into the message of the day. Okay, do some clarifications. Alright. So, God, what is the message for today? God, what do we need to know today? God, what do we need to know today? Okay. So the Ten of Cups energy came out. Right now we're seeing a Ten of Cups. We're seeing a Seven of Wands. We're seeing the Hermit. The Empress. So 2 out of 4 cards are major arcana. So there's some major energy happening today. The 9 of Wands. The Queen of Cups. The 5 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the Chariot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 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 Now we're going to clarify these cards perfectly. But yeah, what's going on today, y'all? I hope everybody's having good energy on this lovely Thursday. If y'all have, anything that y'all been seeing in the news or anything that's, a good topic to talk about, I'm all for it. Okay. Okay. And then we'll clarify with one more get. Clarify things. Okay. So crazy how some of these cards be coming out. I'm not seeing any negative energy. Like maybe one card could be low-key considered negative, but not seeing much negative, I should say. Okay. Alright. Now, the underlining energy here is the Ace of Pentacles energy, which is, the overall energy, right? Which is like, what's the most pertinent information here? Is that there's a gift from the universe coming in. An abundance, a wealthy, a joyful energy coming in, which is awesome. It is also bringing the Lover's energy in, okay? So twin flame energy, full connection with God energy, full connection with self energy. Love that. As well as the Four of Swords, so healing the mind and taking healing actions in the physical. Okay, so lots of good energy there. But let's dive in with the clarification, right? So, 10 of Cups, right? This is, having success in all areas of life, which is, no, everything that you want, literally the way you want it, that's not success in all areas of life. Success in all areas of life is not having, void in any area of your life, right? So you may not have the relationship you want, but you have self-love. You may not have the job that you want, but you have money to pay your bills. You may not have, you know what I mean? Like, it's success in all areas of life. The ultimate success, probably not at this current moment. That's what's being manifested. But, it's coming in. Clarification. Okay? With that is integration. So integrating, understanding, okay, what do you got to do to push yourself forward? How are these things going to come in? And then setting plans and putting yourself in energies with people who are aligned to that energy, people who, can help you to sustain that energy so it brings that energy in quicker, those manifestations. Okay? So yeah, you're setting boundaries and fighting for the right reason, making sure that you get your stuff heard, making sure that you're doing proper preparations, right? Yeah, because it's like, you've been looking at your past life situations, understanding like, okay, in a past life, or, say 10, 20 years ago, even, if I feel like some people can call past life 10 years ago, right? Because it's your past. It's a past life. And it's like in your past life, you could have really had a lot of bullshit. Let's call it what it is. You could have really had a lot of bullshit. And, it's like you really learned and grew and, are using that as fuel to push you forward. To trust your intuition, to trust the process, to trust God. And so it's working out for you. Why? Because you've done the introspection. You're doing the work. You're enlightened for sure. You have overall successful energy coming in, and you're being patient with yourself and others. This puts you in the energy of the Empress. Who is the Empress? Well, the Empress is someone who knows how to manifest. This is a business-oriented person. This is someone who can, lead a multitude of people. This is someone who can balance energy as well. Someone who knows how to manifest what they want. Such things. You know what I mean? Now, does the Empress go through postponement sometimes? Yeah. Sometimes you have pauses so you can rest, rejuvenate, retreat, plan, coordinate, double up. So that whenever this Ace of Pentacles comes in, so whenever this manifestation, this blessing, this miracle, this breakthrough comes in, you're prepared for it. You can handle it. It won't be too much for you. You know what I mean? Because let's think about it. If you got everything that you wanted today, everything that you've ever manifested, if you got that today, would you be ready to handle it? My intuition says no. Yes. That you wouldn't be able to handle that today. Not because you wouldn't be willing to, because I do feel like you're willing to. But as far as like, oh, now you're dealing with all these people knowing your business. Now you're dealing with, paparazzi if you're going for fame. Now you got all these people, looking into your past life, looking into your future, look at all this stuff. And no, do your work. And just keep working until I'm done. Just keep working. That book has plenty of pages. So it's like, not only that, but you're going to have to deal with the financial aspect. You're probably going to end up moving. All of these things that you haven't really planned for. Because, yes, you've planned for the manifestations, but you don't know how it's going to come in. So God knows how it's going to come in. So God's like, okay, you're going to take these steps. So whenever this thing comes, you're ready for these next moves. It's not just like, oh, okay, I decide and then I move. And it's not like that. Like, it takes time to make these things, these transitions. Yeah. I mean, I do see that you're going to be moving houses, moving homes, maybe even moving businesses, having some changes and some traveling, which is good, because in totality, this is something that you've asked for. This is something that you've prepped for. This is something that you want because you feel like it's going to help you, to maintain balance in your life. Okay? I know a lot of people are like, there's this saying that I tell my clients, wherever you are, there you are. Wherever you are, there you are. So it doesn't matter if you move and you think, like, oh, I'm going to move and all my problems are going to disappear. No. Where you are is there you are. So, it's better to face your issues now, so whenever you move, you can deal with those issues and not have reoccurring issues, Because you want to be like, okay, wherever I'm at, I'm cool. I'm at home wherever I'm at, right? Because where you are is there you are. Versus being like, okay, you got that anxiety, that depression, that anger, wherever you are, there you are. So you want to work that out so you're not the wounded warrior, so you're moving forward in better energy. Looking beyond the illusions isn't always about, conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Looking beyond an illusion is changing your mind frame, changing your perspectives, understanding the true meanings of things for you, okay? And then that brings in the things that you want a lot quicker, a lot better, with more fulfillment, right? And lately, you've been being more caring, more patient, right? More intuitive, less emotional, or at least balanced within those emotions, even though you've been somewhat of a rebel, right, in your past. You were somewhat of a rebel, right? You was doing things, wilding out a little bit. You get the justice because you've done the work. You've changed. You've changed. You've grown. You've evolved. You've transformed. And it brings in the things that you want that much easier because you healed then you helped others heal, and nobody knew that you would do this. This is a conscientious decision that you chose to do. It was a part of your plan, like, oh, I'm going to heal these people, or I'm going to get these people closer to God, or I'm going to help these people to be happy in their life. Different things. Whatever it was in your plan, it worked out. It showed you progression. So not only did you heal you, but you healed others, which brought in success to you, but success for others too. What you put in is what you get back, and all the energy and all that help and all that support that you let out comes back as opportunities, comes back as, blessings, breakthroughs, miracles. And yes, you've had to walk away from some relationships because you realized, in order to get where I'm going, I have to, I'm not saying that I'm leaving you, abandoning you, none of that, but you got to move forward. And in order to move forward, sometimes you got to leave some people behind, Not saying you can't link back up with them later, but you got to leave at some point. Yeah. And receptivity, that's like, the people who are there for you are going to be there for you. The people who love, support, and care for you are going to love, support, and care for you. Okay? That's not going to change. Right? Just because you have a new pathway that you're finding, balance. You're growing. Right? And sometimes, yeah, it is a little sad to have to walk away from people and to realize that some people have empty love and some people really don't support you or love you or care. You know what I mean? The way that maybe you would prefer. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes that's the hard part about it all, is having the courage to push on anyway, having the courage and the determination to, get your goals regardless, to cut out the things that no longer apply, to speak your truth, to live your truth, to do the things that bring you fulfillment and joy, right? And so that's what this energy is walking towards that fulfillment, walking towards that joy, and getting those blessings. Now, along the way, you're trusting your intuition to get you there, right? Trusting your intuition, trusting your feelings, your emotions, things like that, as far as to get you to your manifestations, right? And sometimes you do have to move in silence with your emotions, and it's that part, you know what I mean? It really is that part. Because in order for you to build that kind of situation that you're trying to build, ultimately, you're going to have to make some changes. And sometimes you're going to have to compromise. Like, yeah, I want these people to go with me, or I want to talk to these people about it, but are they the best? Are they the most supportive? Will it help me or not help me? It's that kind of intuition. In order for you to get to wealthy status, they say it's lonely at the top. It's not. It's lonely at the top if you don't help others grow with you. But if you're helping others to grow, like, you got to make sure that you're good, right, before you can help somebody else, because it's the cup theory, okay? If I've got this water bottle right here, right, and it's full of right now's energy, right? And it's not all the way full, but it's pretty full. You know what I mean? And I'm over here trying to fill up somebody else's cup, then what's it going to do? It's going to take, right? If you're like, okay, let me help you to get to where you're wanting to go, then you only got a half a tank of energy to help somebody to get to where they need to go. Then you're doing everything half-assed. Versus if your cup, you make sure that you're good, then your cup is full, and then your cup run over, and of the run over, you can fill their cup without losing any of yours. You understand? God bless you. So it's that understanding of, like, let me make sure that I'm good. I'm not leaving you. I'm not forgetting you. None of that. Let me get me stable. Let me get me my goals. And then we'll get you your goals. And along the way, if you got some, some things I can help you out with, hey, that's what's up. And I'll do my part. But let it be that understanding of, I'm not being selfish. I'm not going to get where I'm going and then all of a sudden change who I am. No, I'm going to be me. But I'm going to make sure I'm my best me before I go help you to be your best you. Because what I've learned is I had to get to where I am because of my own choices. Not because somebody else put me in a position to be, this or that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, like, I opened my own business. And what I learned was, there's a lot of people who want readings and different things, or like, hey, what's this or what's that, But whenever I'm needing to get some cards, or I'm needing to, get gas money to go to a client, I can't rely on those people. You know what I mean? You can rely on me for your messages, but can I rely on you? Right? So I'm not going to base what I'm doing off of you because you don't give that reciprocity. You know what I mean? So instead, I'm going to make sure I'm where I want to be, where I need to be. And then I'll give you your, your help. I'll give you your stuff, And then I'm going to hope that you do your part and, like, give reciprocity. But if you don't, it won't break me because it didn't make me. Right? Yeah, I made me. So the only thing that can break me is me, and ain't going to break me. You know what I'm saying? So it's that understanding is you got to work with yourself. You got to know what to do, what not to do in order to succeed. For yourself, you have to trust your intuition in order to get the completion that you're wanting. Now, you will have success, you will have victory if you listen to these things, if you apply these lessons, okay? If you continue to work, to do the work, to, heal your inner child, to understand that our kids are our future, and to put, that good energy into the future so that everything is great, Condition yourself and help others condition themselves for greatness, then what you'll have is greatness. Okay? Yep. And then we'll flip these over, get one last card. Because there's always going to be temptations. There's always going to be things that you could be addicted to. There's always going to be toxic people. There's always going to be those addictions or different things that you can do, or, lying, cheating, or stealing that is easy, cursing that is easy. Those things, which I rebuke from you, and from everyone connected to us in Jesus' name. But it's like, those things are there. But those things cannot faze you if you vibrate higher than that, or if you understand it and you can see it from a mile away. Okay? That's why I'm here for y'all. You know, see it from a mile away. So you don't have to be ashamed. So you don't have to wonder like, oh, I could have did this or that, or, oh, you know, regrets. No, no regrets. No regrets. Okay? Yeah, not at all. Why? Because you've matured, you've grown, you've learned. So you guys, thank you so much. This has been the She Joy reading. If you guys are looking for therapy, manifesting, healing, releasing energy, energy tuning, mentoring, messages like these, detailed with multiple texts. If you're wanting messages from someone who's passed away, if you're wanting, you know, clarity on different situations, wanting to know how to heal the mind, body, the spirit, the soul, and your overall energy, then reach out to me, you guys. I'm really here for you guys, and I want the best for you, okay? Yeah, you can go to www.shejoy.biz, SHEJOY.biz, or you can call my hotline for the She Joy at 580-232-4189. I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Stay blessed, never stressed, with much peace, much power, much love, much light, and of course, much joy. I'll see you guys in my next videos.